at La Maison Maille, and it's the newest export from France to the Upper West Side of New York City. So we're very excited to be here with Pierette Huttner, who is a master mustard sommelier.
Maille is one of the oldest historical brands in France. We originated in 1747, and 267 years later, we've opened our first boutique in the United States.
That's so exciting.
It is very exciting, and we're very happy to be here. So as the mustard sommelier for Maille in the United States, part of my role is to help clients differentiate what type of Dijon mustard best suits their needs, to differentiate among the nuances of the flavors that we carry, and also to create and suggest pairings.
That's fantastic, and you do a lot of mustard tastings here too, so you can
quite
come
a
in.
few, yes.
That's so exciting. And so tell us a little bit about the style of Dijon mustard.
Sure. So Dijon mustard actually refers to a fabrication process that the mustard goes through. So for example, at Maille, we use black and brown seeds that are cut instead of being ground, and that is one of the reasons why our mustard is so intense and so flavorful.
And it's a whole grain mustard, which is fantastic and has a lot of health benefits as well.
Yes.
And so then from there, you have this huge amount of gorgeous flavors and pairings. And how do you come up with that?
Well,
Magic.
It's all through taste.
Right, right.
So I do a lot of tasting and trying things. So it's one of the benefits of my job. So a lot of it comes from either selecting something that is perhaps iconically French, and then I always love to pair it with something that is iconically American.
Ooh, like what? Like what? What would you do?
So we have here as one of our pairings a fine herb mustard.
Okay.
And a fine herb is a very bold mustard with 3 herbs that are really fundamental to French cooking. So we have chives, parsley, and chervil in it.
Perfect.
And what I did was I created a dip using fat-free Greek yogurt, fine herb, a little chopped up basil, which is something that we love to do in the U.S. for dinner parties and for hors d'oeuvres or as a snack. So it is the best of France meeting the best of the U.S. in a dip.
That's fantastic. And as you mentioned, really, really super healthy because you have the probiotics in the low-fat yogurt, which adds a little tang to it. Then, of course, all the herbs in the mustard are filled with antioxidants. And in of itself, the product of a mustard is very, very low-fat. And what I love is to suggest for people to just increase the palatability of the so-called healthy foods. Like a lot of people won't eat healthy foods because they think they have to be bland, but when you use a product like mustard, you know, with all of these beautiful different flavors to it, it just enhances the food and vegetables and salads and fish and meats without adding too much more calories to it. So it's really a great idea health-wise.
It is, and it's mustard is very, very flavorful. It's very intense. It is, as you said, low in fat, low in calories, so a small amount will work wonders in a dish.
Right, and also the other nutrition benefits of mustard is that they come from the cruciferous family, right? So they're very similar to broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower, which has a lot of sulforaphane in it, which are anti-cancer fighting properties, right? In addition to that, it also has selenium and magnesium and omega-3 fatty acids in it. So who knew the little mustard bottle had all these different, you know, health benefits to it. It's really fantastic. We're looking at some beautiful artisanal mustards on tap today at La Maison Maille, and we're going to talk to Pierette, and we're going to look at what we have on tap today and what we can pair with them.
So we have some fantastic varieties, several of which are very classic mustards and a few which are more unusual flavors in a seasonal variety. And the mustard bars are a premier feature of all of the Maille boutiques around the world. So when you visit, it's a great place to kind of begin your mustard adventure.
Ooh.
So we are going to start with what is the most iconic of mustards, and that is the classic white wine.
Okay.
So it is a very bold mustard with quite a long flavor progression.
Okay.
It has something that I call the white wine pause,
Ooh.
which is that you taste it, you think it's hot, and then you have to kind of sit for a moment and think that it's even gotten hotter.
Wow, fantastic. I like that pause.
You can actually smell how hot it is.
Oh, I think I just paused. Very good. Wow, fantastic. And what would you pair that with? What?
This is a great pairing for anything that is beef.
Oh,
so
good.
white wine, it's very bold. So when you think of something very hearty like beef, whether it's a steak or whether you're doing some kind of stir fry,
Yes.
it's a great pairing for that because it has just as much intensity.
Wow, fantastic. Oh, great. So what do we have next here?
So next we have what I describe as the little black dress of mustards.
Ooh.
It is Chablis, so it's a little bit more refined. It's a much softer taste.
Okay.
It has a little bit of a citrus tone to it and is a great pairing for chicken. Also a great pairing for lamb as well. Even a vinaigrette, so you can't go wrong with Chablis.
Right. And you would do it in a vinaigrette as well as just
You can,
accompanying on the
yeah.
side with just simple dipping of the
Absolutely.
chicken. Okay, great.
It's a very, very balanced mustard. You can smell the citrus in it.
I do. Wow, fantastic. Oh, very good. Perfect accompaniment to the chicken, yeah?
Delicious. Another very classic variety that we carry at Maille is our whole grain Chardonnay mustard. And it's such a beautiful texture, such a beautiful color. You really see the seeds. And it's also quite versatile as well. So this I actually love just on a piece of grilled salmon. It's fantastic. Or as a glaze for vegetables.
That's fantastic, and really this is quite impressive. If you look at the beauty of the seeds in this whole grain, this is really where all the nutrients and the vitamins are in here. This is really wonderful.
And it's great mustard for serving and pairing because it looks just fantastic on a plate.
It really does. Would you recommend this as the go-to first buy for a guest, for a customer?
I think I would probably do whole grain Chardonnay or a white wine.
Oh,
just
great.
because they're such special mustards. You know, white wine is really iconically a Dijon mustard. When you
Yes.
when you hear that term, and then you taste white wine, you have a very aha moment of connection.
Right.
And whole grain Chardonnay, just because it's so delicious and it also looks so fantastic in your food.
Oh, yes, it does. Visual. Such a great texture as well that the seeds add. So now we have some seasonal products as well.
We do. So our first seasonal item that we have is based in Sauterne wine, and it is a very unusual mustard. It's very soft. It's actually very fruity. It has honey and dried golden raisins. So when you taste it, it's quite unexpected.
Oh.
And I use it in a variety of ways. Just a small amount on a piece of lobster.
Ooh.
A client I sold this to the other day said that she's going to go home and make a lobster roll with it, which I thought
That's
a
a
great
idea.
idea for a summer picnic or an event.
Absolutely.
And also fantastic in a pasta primavera if you do a very light sheer cream sauce. Just a touch of this is perfect.
So many different ways to use the mustard that you don't even think about, you know. Americans will have this idea of mustard on a hot dog, but forget that. This is a whole other league.
Oh, we still love hot dogs.
We do. But here we can do pasta primavera with the mustard. That's amazing. Ooh.
This mustard,
Wow.
I can honestly
Oh, my goodness.
eat from the jar.
So
It's,
aromatic. Fantastic.
Every time I make a vinaigrette with this, I always wind up taking a dollop for myself.
Wow, that does feel like summer. Very good. This is so much fun. You can come in and you can do this with one of the master mustard sommeliers too.